Okay, so the holidays are here, and that means it's getting very expensive to fly anywhere if you're looking for a flight here in the next week or two. Now, as I've talked about in the past, one of the absolute best use cases for using your points and miles is for last-minute flight redemptions if you're getting closer to the date of departure. Today, what I want to do is share with you guys in real time. I'm going to book a flight for myself going home for the holidays, how to do this and why it makes sense, and the different options you can do, especially with United, because depending on your airport of departure, United might be a hub, and that in my use case specifically is where I'm going to be flying to and from. Now, I know I've made videos about this in the past, but the award rates have changed for certain carriers and for these transfer award redemptions, and so I want to make sure there's kind of an updated list to what I would do personally and share with you guys kind of the process and break it down how I would do it today. So we're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen and show you guys in real time how I would do this. We're looking here first at the transfer partner list. So how this works at all is you take your points and miles from either Amex, Chase, or Capital One, or any other transfer partner like Citi or Bilt, depending on what card programs that you have, and then you transfer those to an airline partner, that being one of the Star Alliance partners for United, and then book a United flight using that program. This seems maybe a little bit complicated if you've never done this before, but it's a way you can save a lot of money on the benchmark pricing of the flight, which I'm about to show you guys. So let's say, for sake of this example, you want to fly from Austin to DC, Tuesday, December 16th. Today is the 10th, okay? And so the 16th is literally 6 days away. It's next week, okay? If we look at the cash price for this flight, we're looking at $559, okay? Personally, I'm not flying in economy for $559 to go anywhere. That doesn't make any sense to me, unless I absolutely have to be there, right? Now, this search, the way I did it on Google Flights, which is how people typically look for flights, right? I'm not, personally, would not pay for any service to do this because this is very straightforward. You just watch this video and I'll show you how to do it. So all the flight options are pretty much $500 or more. You know, this is horrific. $300 to have a 15-hour flight just to go somewhere that's 2 hours away. What I like to filter is nonstop, so realistically where I'm going to be flying, and if it's somewhere close, I expect it to be nonstop. So these are the flight options. This is what I would say is our benchmark, and that we want to get a better price or better value than this with our points and miles, okay? So now let's go back to our spreadsheet. We'll see here that based on this showing that it's United, okay, so United is where we need to look for this redemption, which is why this video is specifically about United, but it works the same for any other carriers or other alliances. So for United, what you want to keep in mind is that because it's part of Star Alliance, and as you start doing this more and more, you'll get to know which airlines are part of what alliance, but there's the three big ones, that being Star Alliance, SkyTeam, and oneworld. So United, you can book with any of these carriers or these loyalty programs listed in this first kind of bucket here, okay? Same with Delta for SkyTeam, and then same with American for oneworld. This is kind of the domestic use cases examples I like to give because personally I think that's some of the best redemptions and kind of more realistic ones that you use more often. But for Star Alliance, for United, this is what I would look at. Now, on the right-hand column, from C to G here, you'll see that we have the different credit card programs. So depending on what cards you have, these are the transferable points to those loyalty programs that you can then book the flight, okay? I'm gonna show you guys how to do that once I show you the options for this. So we have our benchmark price. We know it's over 500 bucks. Now we have our options that we wanna look at. To save you guys some time, I'll show you guys just a few little examples of what I would personally look at in terms of loyalty programs, because some of these, the award redemptions have changed and the login, you know, for the websites are horrible, the user interface, whatever, and this should be a very easy process. I don't like to waste too much time looking at flights. But if we're looking at a United option here, trying to beat this price, 550 bucks, we'll first look at United itself, okay? So if we go back to our transfer partner list real quick, we can see that United is a way, of course, that you can book a United flight, right? United Mileage Plus program, okay? Now, the problem is that it's only transferable from Chase and from Bilt. So I have both of those cards, but if you don't, then it's kind of a limitation there. That being said, if we look at United's redemption for the same dates, for the exact same flight services, let's say they're all the same price. So let's say this 4:50 p.m. to 8:54 p.m. arrival. That looks to be this first option. United Airlines 376. United Airlines 376, so we know it's the same flight number. We're looking at 17,500 miles plus $5 for a fee, I guess. So that at a 1 cent per point value, as we know, as we're transferring these points, that is transferable to, or translates to, about $175. Okay, well, $180 including this fee. So $180 compared to $550, you're already getting a great deal. But let's not stop there. That's just to show you guys the baseline kind of transferring to the airline itself in their loyalty program. Sometimes it works, especially with Delta, with Sky Miles. If you have like a Delta Sky Miles Reserve or Delta Amex Reserve, whatever it's called, you get a 15% discount. But for United specifically, I personally wouldn't do this because we can get better value. Okay. So typically you could go down this entire list and look for kind of what the best value is. I've already done the searches again, just to give you guys, save a little bit of time here. For this next one, we're just gonna look at Air Canada real quick, okay? So Air Canada, we'll see that the options for Air Canada are okay. Like it's 15,000 Aeroplan miles, which we're looking at this first one. It says direct one stop. Direct is confusing because that's not actually direct. It's direct and non-stop are not the same thing apparently in Canada. So what you want to look at are the same flight options again. So 450 arriving at 8:54. You can look at the details and see that the flight number is UA 376. That's the same one. Great. We're looking at 15,000 Aeroplan points or miles, whatever it is, plus 47 Canadian dollars. I think it's Canadian dollars, right? I don't live in Canada, so I don't know what it is. But that's not a good deal because it's essentially 15,000 points is $150 plus $47. You're approaching $200. So you're still getting pretty much a half price flight compared to the cash price as a benchmark comparison, but we can do better than that. So typically, the next option I would show you guys, or that you may consider if you've watched my videos in the past, would be Turkish Airlines, okay? So I'm just gonna show this real quick for the sake of this example because the award rates have changed apparently. And you can see that in this example from the search I've already showed, or from that I've done, for 15,000 miles one way, okay? So there's the same service, Austin to DC, 15,000 miles. We're looking at a direct flight. There's the same few options. Let's say 450 to 854 is what we're comparing. It is 15,000 miles. If you guys will remember, several years ago when I first stumbled across this redemption, when I was going down the comprehensive list of comparing everything, it was only 7,500 miles to go anywhere domestically in the US. And I think that included Hawaii at that time. But now, well, since then it's changed to 10,000 miles one way, and it is now 15,000 miles one way for economy. I think it's 25,000 miles for business, which that's not an option because that's not available right now on this date, but 15,000 miles with no other fees. I think there might be a small fee, but from my experience, I don't think there's really any other fees with booking with Turkish. And so one thing I do like about it is that the transfers, at least from Capital One miles, is like instant. For Chase and Amex, I haven't tried that. Actually, matter of fact, because Turkish, you can only transfer from Capital One, Citi, and Bilt. So you guys know I like to use my Capital One miles, so that is a typical use case for me. But again, just want to show you guys this as an example because the award pricing has changed. 15,000 miles is good, but if this is the same as other programs or other loyalty programs on this list, I may want to use other ones because of the user interface and how bad it is on Turkish Airlines. Sometimes the login doesn't work. Sometimes you can't see the options here. And one time they somehow messed up my birth date, that the month and the day were backwards. So I was stuck at TSA pre-check for a while and had to go back in line. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is a good option because 15,000 points is $150 with no other fees, transferred over from Capital One, Chase, or Amex, you'll be fine. That being said, we're gonna look at one more, which is probably my favorite user experience, I guess, of these Star Alliance programs. That being Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer miles, okay? So I haven't actually done a video on the transfer here, but what I like about it is that of the major issuers, all of them transfer their points over to KrisFlyer. And as you guys know, the website is pretty good, or maybe you don't know. What I want to show here with Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer miles is a couple things. So this is the same, kind of the same search as we did on Air Canada, United, Mileage Plus, as well as Turkish. But when you do the search, we'll kind of back out here to the beginning. So go to Singapore Airlines. This is kind of the landing page if you go to just singaporeair.com. A couple of things to keep in mind. You want to click on redeem flights. If you do book flights, you're not going to see anything. Okay, there's going to be no options. So I've already done this search. So we're going to fill in the autofill here. Click on search. And once we do this search, we're going to see that there's no seats available for redemption on one or both selected flights, whatever. So this is because it's showing flights for Singapore Airlines by default. What you want to do is click on Star Alliance. Again, remember that we're booking a Star Alliance partner flight, right? Because all of these airlines within Star Alliance, that's why they have airline alliances, is you can book other airlines redeem your points basically as award redemptions on those other airlines. So if you look at Star Alliance now, we have these options. And I think this is more options than you're getting on these other programs. And if it's the same price at 15,000 miles as it is for Turkish, I would much rather use the interface, frankly, on Singapore Air. This would be the first time I'm actually transferring for a domestic flight on KrisFlyer. And I've done the transfer from Capital One, and I'm about to do that just to show you guys kind of the step-by-step process. But basically, let's say that this is the best option. And for me personally, based on the search that I've done, going through this list of the transfer partners to book a United flight right now, kind of last minute to go for the holidays, I would choose one of these. So let's say I'm booking the one from Austin to DC, Northern Virginia rather, 15,000 miles. We'll select this flight. Okay, so it has a $5 surcharge, like whatever, that's fine. That $5 fee seems to be standard. Across all of these, what you'll need to do then, once you've confirmed that flight exists, is to actually transfer your points or miles, okay? Now, if we go back to this chart or this matrix, you can Google this. It doesn't have to be the specific one. I'll share it in the description box below like I always do, but it's the same thing. You can just look it up on the internet. You can see you can transfer it from wherever, okay? I just tried it with Capital One, and it does not look like it's instant because it's up to 48 hours. They say that it's up to 48 hours for like most of these programs, but sometimes it's much quicker. Like with Turkish, my experience has been if I just refresh the page, the points or miles will be there already. But if we look at this, so it's 15,000 miles. We just want to make sure that that's what we want to do. So kind of after searching for the flight, whether it's Capital One or Chase or Amex here, it's kind of the same process. You'll go to the transfer points tab that's on any of these websites, transfer points to partners, and then you'll scroll down and find KrisFlyer as the option for this. So Singapore Airlines, KrisFlyer, Capital One, same thing. So we'll just go here to KrisFlyer, click on transfer miles, and then what you want to do is pull your KrisFlyer account number from here. Okay, so I've already transferred over some points slash miles to this. So if we go to my account summary, which I just did it like maybe 30 minutes ago. Date of transaction, the 10th of December, accruals, KrisFlyer miles, but it hasn't populated in my account yet. This is just showing as recent activity. So it will populate, and once it does, then you can book that flight. And so what you would want to do is then click on transfer miles, put in your membership number, transfer your points over, and then book this flight. I think you guys know how to book a flight, so I'm not going to go through that in detail and specifically how to do that. You'll just need to book it and then get to the airport on time. So that pretty much sums it up. It's very straightforward to do this process. In the past, I've made separate videos kind of for United, Delta, and American, like the major American carriers, major carriers in the US. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section below. I know this could be kind of confusing if this is your first time doing this. And again, these award rates change all the time, so my recommendation on which airline to necessarily transfer your points over to might change. And my last piece of advice would really just be like, if there is a, points.me, like whatever service you can pay for to do this kind of thing, I would just urge you to try it for yourself and not pay for those services. Because frankly, if you're having to pay to use your points and miles, that defeats the purpose. The whole point is that you have points and miles that you've earned using your credit card for stuff you're already gonna buy, and you shouldn't have to pay to use your rewards. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great holiday, and I'll see you guys in the next one.